Russell Wilson. We know he's one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the sport right now. Now, he has 0 career MVP votes, even though he should have been the unanimous MVP 2 years ago. But he's expressed displeasure with the Seahawks organization, complaining about the offensive line. He's hinted that he wants personnel say, more input into the play calling. In fact, his agent went on the record and listed the 4 teams he would accept a trade to if that should occur. Now, you don't make a list of houses you would buy if you aren't thinking about selling your house. So there is real tension up there in Seattle. So should the Seahawks trade Russell Wilson? Hello everyone, welcome back to Into Sports. I'm your host Evan. Before we start, please click that subscribe button. But heck no, the Seahawks would have to be buffoons to trade Russell Wilson. In fact, if the choice is you keep Russell Wilson or you keep Pete Carroll, that's an easy decision. Pete Carroll should be out of the door tomorrow. We take Russell Wilson for granted because just a year ago, many people, including myself, were saying Mahomes 1A, Wilson 1B. He was the clear-cut favorite to win the MVP over the field in the middle of the season. And then Pete Carroll went back to his classic, we gotta run the ball. But when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback, I recommend actually using him. Now maybe that's just me, maybe I'm crazy, but if I have Peyton Manning, I want to throw the ball 35 plus times a game. Now we do realize the class that Russell Wilson is in. The only quarterbacks who have been better in the last decade, for my money, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees. Those are 4 of the 10 greatest quarterbacks in the history of the sport. When Rodgers was injured, the Packers became basement dwellers. When Brady leaves New England, the team's flaws get exposed and they don't make the playoffs for the first time in over a decade. So Pete Carroll, if you think you can win without Russell Wilson and you think your culture and system is greater than your quarterback, all I can tell you is good luck. You are below 500 without him. You win nearly 70% of your games with Russell Wilson. Now, I'm not saying Pete Carroll is a scrub or anything. He can coach, but he has to adjust his style to 2021 football. It's not that 2002 anymore. You need to cater your style towards your first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, Russell Wilson, not against him. The final 4 quarterbacks last year, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen. If you have one of those guys, you do whatever you can to keep them. You give them the keys to the kingdom if you have to, because they are a free ticket to a playoff run. And the Seahawks have their elite guy, so they would be absolutely nuts to trade him. And if it comes down to it, you take Russell Wilson every day of the week over Pete Carroll. But let's say they did trade Russell Wilson. What is Wilson truly worth? I could make the case easily he's worth 10 first-round picks. But I'd say more realistically, he's worth 5 to 6. That's what I would give up for Wilson. What we have to understand is that nearly half of the first-round picks are career backups or busts. And career backups or busts do not help your football team. So when you hear, 5 first-round picks, think 3 starting level players. So picks, to me, are a little overvalued. We have to give up 2 first-round picks? No, you're really giving up a decent linebacker and a 4th-string corner. But what about trading players to get a guy like Russell Wilson? Well, with the other star quarterback on the trade market, Desean Watson, one of the rumored destinations is San Francisco. And I've heard 49ers fans say, I wouldn't be willing to trade Nick Bosa to get Desean Watson. Now, I'm pretty plugged in with how Vegas, the odds makers, value individual players. And Desean Watson is roughly a 5-point upgrade over Jimmy Garoppolo. and about 8 points over an average to good backup. But Nick Bosa is just worth 1 point above a 49ers backup defensive lineman. So to the 49ers, Desean Watson, a star quarterback like Russell Wilson, is at least 5 times more valuable than a guy like Nick Bosa, who's one of the top pass rushers in the game. So if you're a Niners fan and you wouldn't trade Nick Bosa to get Desean Watson, then you should start waving pom-poms for the Rams, Cardinals, or Seahawks, because you clearly don't want the 49ers to get exponentially better. The same thing applies for Russell Wilson. Oh my gosh, we have to give up Khalil Mack. So what? Russell Wilson's 5 times more valuable than Khalil Mack. Now, Wilson listed the Bears, Saints, Cowboys, and Raiders as places he would accept a trade to, because he has a no trade clause. So if he gets traded to the Giants, he could veto that trade. So if you're the Bears or the Saints, a team without a quarterback there in place, you move heaven and earth to go get Russell Wilson. 3 quality starters, an all-pro or 2 or 3 first-round picks, and I still say that's major value to get a franchise quarterback that can be there 7 or 8 years. And if you're the Cowboys or Raiders, who already have very good quarterbacks, you should try to package Prescott or Carr and a first-round pick or 2 and see if Seattle bites on that trade. Get an upgrade at quarterback in exchange for, good defensive tackle or a decent receiver you would take in the draft. So in the grand scheme of things, a few first-round picks and a couple of starters are nothing compared to a first-ballot Hall of Fame quarterback with 7 to 8 very, very good years left. The Seahawks would be crazy to move him, but there are a ton of teams that should be throwing the kitchen sink at Seattle to get Russell Wilson.